So this is what I'm going to say to NetherRealm Studios. Online beta was pretty cool. Right? Couple things to keep in mind for any possible future betas, especially as someone who felt a little jaded by how late he got access to the MKX online beta. Just make sure you're very clear with what you're doing as far as, it just would have been nice to know, like, hey, we're doing waves, this is why we're doing them, here's what you can kind of expect from our waves, and, we'll be adding such and such so many people, and I think it'd be great. There was available information on WB community website, but the simple fact that I had to go digging for it to find it was kind of dumb. And sure, I bet the information was presented to me when I signed up for the beta, but like you see it once, and maybe there was also, as I upload the beta and logged on for the first time, there's more information. But just make sure you can find the info very clearly. Like, if it's going to be on your forums, don't just sticky it to the top of the forum. Just be like, hey, Injustice 2 beta details here on the home page of all your websites, the WB Games, community, whatever that thing was, the NetherRealm Studios. Make sure that you're advertising on Twitter. Just be really clear. Doesn't mean that it's going to stop people from bitching about it, but it's just good to have information. That was the main thing I was frustrated with, was the lack of information. So, and obviously I got lucky enough to get to play and have a code, so obviously I am very grateful for that. But just for future betas, that would be nice. Also, it would be very cool if we could be in training mode while we're waiting to find online opponents. That's not the biggest deal in the case of this game, because you found people very quickly. And yeah, you can kind of learn the game since everybody else is kind of learning the game, so it really didn't hurt too much, but it'd just be nice to have that. And maybe actually just slow it down a little bit, like training mode, give us like a couple minutes or so. And I don't know if you could do this, but like as you play more games, maybe reduce the training mode time. I really don't know. Just be cool if we could spend a little bit of time messing with our characters, checking some things without having to go, endlessly try to find friends so we can learn the game together. Speaking of that, if possible, it would be cool to be able to do invites. I know you want people from different regions playing each other, but, I wanted to play a friend in Virginia and a friend in California, and I'm in the center of the freaking country in, bumfuck Oklahoma. So, pretty much, I can test a bunch of different connections. I have friends on East Coast, West Coast, and international. It would be great if we could have an international beta. Again, I think a lot of people were coming off of the Street Fighter V beta, including myself, where it was, very clear that, okay, we're only running it such and such weekends. Here are the characters you're going to get. And that I really liked that beta, because, again, information was clear. Even though I only got to play it a couple weekends, I knew what to expect from it. Got to play in training mode, too, so that would be cool. Let's see. I think if you have to play random people, there was a point where I was just getting declined over and over again. I think within a certain ping threshold, you should be forced to take the match. And I'm pretty sure that's what happens on MKX. So if we could do that here, that would be good as well. Then if a person doesn't like it, they could just choose to back out after, they get their butt whooped or they do the butt whooping, whatever. Some other things to think about. The actual game itself definitely seems to be some bugs here and there. I've just heard that Canary scream in certain situations. After she uses it, she can't block after at all. So, and I might have noticed that in one of my matches, but I'm not sure if that's it, because again, somebody who had the beta longer than I did was aware of it. But hopefully we get that fixed. I disagree with the decision to make some interactables unblockable. I think that's confusing to veterans. I think that's confusing to new players. I think it's confusing to everybody. Oh, you can block these interactables, but you can't block these. And I get that over time we could start memorizing which ones are unblockable, which ones aren't. But I think it also sets up a lot for abuse. Like, I kept trying to show on the Metropolis stage, wherever in that courtyard fountain thing, whatever, I just do backflip until my opponent let me get to the interactable and chuck it at him. You know, and there's very little that most characters can do about that. So, again, these gigantic unblockable interactables, please get rid of those. They're just frustrating. They don't feel fun. They just feel dumb. I'm sure we can meter burn back 3 and the usual stuff, or forward 3, as long as you meter burn it, get the armor and go through, but that's just a headache. Because again, if some unblockables are going to be interactable, but others aren't, that just boggles the mind, I think. Especially for any new players. And I imagine you're going to have a lot of new players when this game comes out. Character stuff, I think Canary has a hard time. I get that when she gets in, she kind of wins, but other than that, it seemed rather frustrating, but I did end up liking her. I loved playing her. You know, I think the character designs are cool, but the biggest thing I think I have to talk about is this equipment stuff. There is definitely got to be a way, besides the optional turn it off shit, there's got to be 2 separate modes. You've got to do it. I mean, the simple fact that one player can easily screw another, that's ridiculous. And I mean, in the end, sure, I can just back out after, you know, getting my butt whooped because I want to play the game the way it's going to be played in tournament. But, I mean, it just seems like a waste of time. Like, I'd rather not play these people. If those people want to play with their gear, give them their ranked player match, whatever. Make that your player match. Player matches, gear goes. Ranked match, it doesn't. And if you're going to do that, please make ranked match first to 3. It needs to be a first to 2. Excuse me. 3 total games if both players, you know, win a game before someone wins 2. First to 2. First to 2. Please make it first to 2. Right? I think it just helps everybody. It's, you know, it's like a tournament setting. You meet someone you never met before, you play them, you get a match to, you know, feel them out, you get a match to switch character if you want. Make it a first to 2. It would be great. Also, speaking of training mode, I feel like every fighting game but NRS fighting games allow you to go to training mode while you wait to find matches. And again, I've never really had a big problem finding matches in an NRS game, period, and again, including this online beta, but it's just a nice touch that I don't have to sit at a freaking screen while I wait to play somebody. Other than that, I think we are pretty good. The connections seem to be great. Even some of the bad connections. I just say the one thing is there's got to be like a system where as soon as it hits a certain ping threshold, just disconnect the match. It's not worth suffering through when the ping is going up to like 800, 900. You know, definitely a certain ping threshold would be nice, and just drop the match. It's fine. It's okay. We'll move on with life. But again, seems like this was pretty cool, and I did end up enjoying it. And again, thank you very much for allowing me to be a part. So other than the additions I'd like to see in any potential future betas, it'd be cool if they were open, because again, I don't see what the problem is with letting more people jump online. But again, I know if you provide details. Just make sure you're very clear, make sure the information is very accessible. Training mode while searching for online matches, both in a beta and of course a real game, would be great. 2 separate modes for this equipment stuff. Competitive mode, non-competitive mode. Make that your ranked and player match if you want to. I don't care, just make sure they're separate. Ranked being first to 2 would be amazing. I think, again, that really helps, you know, for tournament-style play. Especially if you're going to continue online with ESL, which I imagine you will. Just be great for people to practice doing first to two, allowing character switch in between, but not allowing you to back out. Like, the only way you back out is you rage quit like a little bitch. Anyway, that's basically my thoughts on the beta. Don't allow no unblockable interactables, please. As far as, you know, the finished game. And look forward to where you guys are from now until May. We're going to have a very different game, I assume, with a lot of cool characters. So, good luck to you, NRS.